Dubai, known as the jewel of the Middle East, is home to many famous landmarks, and it is in the midst of an urban revolution. This is the $20 billion complex known as Downtown Burj Dubai, the centerpiece of which is the Burj Dubai skyscraper. Larger than 2 Empire State Buildings stacked together, it is the tallest man-made structure of any kind and represents an unparalleled human feat. The company responsible for building this gigantic structure is none other than Samsung.
What impressed me particularly with Samsung is their dedication and their engineering skills. As the contractor involved in most of the super high-rise structures in the world.
Samsung is already responsible for 2 of the tallest buildings in the world. It was the prime contractor behind Taipei101. The second tower and iconic sky bridge in the Petronas Twin Towers, featured in the movie Entrapment, were also built by its hands. Because Burj Dubai is 2 or 3 times higher than conventional skyscrapers, the engineering techniques are by necessity state-of-the-art. The key is one of perfect straightness, absolute verticality. In this 160-story building, from the bottom to the top, the error tolerance is just 25 millimeters. If the skyscraper leans by more than 0.1 degree, the elevators will not function. With its unique lift method, a story is completed every 3 days, which is more than double the speed of the industry standard, which is 1 story per 7 to 8 days. The Middle East is not a favourable environment for concrete, and the ability to place concrete at a high ambient temperature to significant heights is critical. This is where Samsung's latest vertical pumping technology comes into play, which permits the placing of concrete to record heights of 600 meters.
We pumped it right from the bottom and fired it straight to the top. Of course, it shattered the world record. To my knowledge, the previous record was 440 meters. Concrete is 2.5 times heavier than water, and to be able to fire it to a height of 600 meters requires a most sophisticated technology. And without this, I doubt the Burj would have been possible. It just isn't viable to use cranes.
With 700 state-of-the-art measuring units located all throughout, the tiniest of changes in the vertical angle and horizontal displacement can be detected. For the first time in construction history, a global positioning system is being used to identify errors as small as 0.5 millimeter.
The birthplace of the high-rise is Chicago in the States. But now, Chicago construction companies are frequently seeking our technical consultation and ask for our supervision.
The designs for the Burj were left to Skidmore, Owings and Merrill, a Chicago-based firm. But with Skidmore's architects later remarking that the plans for Burj Dubai were in fact based on the Tower Palace 3, an exclusive residential building in Seoul, this landmark of the Middle East is in many respects an innovation of Korea today. The largest real estate development market in Southeast Asia is Singapore, where construction companies around the globe compete to shape its beautiful skyline. Upon Marina Bay is a high-rise that is regarded as the most difficult undertaking in the history of construction. This is the Marina Bay Sands Hotel. It features 3 towers standing 57 stories high, and each is shaped like an open branch. The maximum angle in the branch is 52 degrees, which makes the building lean nearly 10 times as much as the Leaning Tower of Pisa. It is an incline that has never been attempted before, and a curvature which must somehow defy gravity. With such unique design, the towers are fundamentally unstable, yet they must also shoulder the gigantic sky park at the summit. 340 meters in length, this hanging garden of the modern era is longer than the Eiffel Tower is tall. Nevertheless, a fifth of this sky park must float in the air without any support. Then there is also the race against time. Experts estimate that an undertaking of this complexity would take at least 4 years. The Singaporean government asked for it to be completed in 2. Dubbed a project the world had forsaken, the tender panel chose Korea's SsangYong E&C to deliver what many doubted would be possible. Because the lower structure is shaped like an open branch, the load on the walls is enormous. Post-completion, the stress could cause serious deformations. To overcome the tower's fundamental lack of stability, SsangYong used its innovative post-tension technique. Anchors are installed at the foundation. Then high-tension cables measuring 600 millimeters in thickness travel up the sheer wall to the very top, where the cables pull down the structure to prevent its collapse. Because of the structural separation at the base, there is an unequal distribution of the dead load, and it becomes difficult for the building to withstand the sheer gravitational weight. This is where SsangYong's transfer truss method comes in. Where the slopes meet, specially designed metal frameworks are inserted, efficiently distributing the weight of the building and the enormous sky park that sits at the top. With its extensive repertoire of industry-leading technologies, SsangYong E&C is actually set to finish ahead of schedule. SsangYong is responsible for 2 of the 3 largest hotels in Dubai and much of Singapore's cityscape, including the well-known Raffles City and Suntec City. And now, the Marina Bay Sands Hotel, that will be remembered as one of the most challenging structures to have been built by human hand. Together with Samsung, that built the top 3 skyscrapers in the world, SsangYong remains a prime example of the pinnacle of engineering and construction technology from Korea today.